Groups enable you to consolidate your users and devices. You manage them in the Azure portal. You can actually use both the classic portal and the new Intune portal. Groups can either have a statically assigned membership, that is to say, a membership that you specifically add, member by member, or a dynamically assigned membership which is determined based on a query that you can create. In the demonstration, I'll show you how to add an assigned group and how to add a dynamic group. To add groups, in the Microsoft Intune portal, select the Groups node, select All Groups, and then click New Group. Specify the type as being Security or Office 365 as appropriate. Enter a name. Let's go for Finance. And then specify that you are going to assign users or that you will use a query to determine membership. For assigned membership, click on the members list and then type names or select from the list. So we'll use this test user here and Andrew Warren and select those. And then click Create. If we now go back to Groups or Groups, you can see the Finance Security group with an assigned membership. So to add a dynamic group, once again on the All Groups node, click New Group. Specify the type and a name. And this time select the membership type as being dynamic user or dynamic device, depending on whether you're configuring a group for users or devices. I'm going to choose dynamic user. And then you need to enter your dynamic query. You can create a simple rule or an advanced rule. Advanced rules require you to type in the advanced rules code here. So I'm going to go for a simple rule, which is easier for me to navigate. So I now specify the attribute that I'm interested in. So perhaps job title contains manager, for example, and then add that query. And then when I'm happy with all the details here, click Create. Go back to All Groups. And there we can see our dynamic security group added. In the demonstration, you saw how to add an assigned group and how to add a dynamic group. You can use the classic Microsoft Intune portal to monitor your managed devices. There are two primary ways you can do this: by using reports and by using alerts. Reports can provide information about both past and potentially future events in Microsoft Intune, and they can help you to forecast future needs and confirm the current state of your environment. Update reports show the software updates that succeeded on computers in your organization, and they might provide information about updates that failed or pending updates. Detected software reports shows software installed on computers in your organization and includes the software versions. Computer inventory report shows information about managed computers in your organization. Mobile device inventory report shows information about mobile devices. License purchase reports shows the software titles for all licensed software. Licensed installation report shows reports that compare installed software on computers in your organization to current licensing agreements. Terms and condition report shows whether users accepted terms and conditions that you deployed and which versions they accepted. Non-compliant apps reports shows information about users who have apps installed that are not on your list of compliant apps. Certificate compliance reports show which certificates have been issued to users and devices throughout the Network Device Enrollment Service. A device history report shows a historical log of retire, wipe and delete actions. Endpoint protection alerts inform you when computers have malware warnings or are not protected or have malware that requires action. Monitoring alerts inform you when a service is stopped or disk space is too low or whatever. Notices inform you about configuration tasks that you must perform. Policy alerts inform you when a device is unable to apply one or more policies. Remote assistance alerts inform you when a user on a managed computer has initiated a request for help. System alerts inform you when client deployments have failed. and update alerts inform you when specific updates are waiting for approval. You can use Microsoft Intune policies to enforce functionality, enforce compliance, and enable security-related features. You can manage these policies from the Policy Workspace in the Classic portal or from Device Compliance Blade in the Azure Intune portal. In the demonstration, I'll show you how to add a policy in the Azure Intune portal and how to add a policy using the Classic portal. To add a policy in the Microsoft Intune console, well, let's have a look at doing a device compliance policy. Click on Device Compliance, then click on Policies, and then click Create Policy. In this instance, you need to specify a platform, so we'll choose Windows 10 and later. Need to give it a name, Windows 10 Compliance Policy. Better spell it right. Enter a description if you want to, and then click Configure, and then see what device health settings, for example, are available in the policy. Require BitLocker, required or not required. Require the device to be at or under a device threat level of low, for example. I won't go into what all of these settings mean. It's more important that we see how to create a policy. Click OK to that. Then click Device Properties. And you can specify a minimum OS version and a maximum OS version and so forth. And then under System Security, in this instance, because it's a compliance policy, you can specify require a password to unlock mobile devices. Simple passwords can be blocked. Password type must be alphanumeric, and various other policies, and then click OK. And then OK to all of the appropriate settings within your compliance policy, and then click Create to create the policy. So that's a device compliance policy, but that's fairly straightforward. The next thing to do is to assign the policy to at least one group. To do that, you click on Assignments, and then specify a group, selected groups or all users, and then select the groups to include. And these are the groups we've previously created, so perhaps managers, and then select, save the changes, and we're all done. So that's how easy it is to create a policy in the Intune portal. To create a policy in the Microsoft Intune Classic portal, switch to the Classic portal. You can do that actually from within the new portal. You can see a link up here, Classic portal. And then from the dashboard, select in the navigation pane on the left here, select Policy, and then select the type of policy you're interested in, perhaps configuration policy. Click Add. And then you can see a template window is brought up here. So we can choose one for Android, or Wi-Fi, or a VPN profile. Click Create Policy. Give it a name, Android VPN policy, and a description if you want to. VPN connection, Pearson HQ. The type of connection in this instance, well, let's just go for Cisco AnyConnect. VPN server, remote.pearson.com. The server IP address, well, I'll put in a private IP address. Obviously that's not going to work. Authentication method, username and password, and then click Save Policy. Do I want to deploy it now? Yes, I can do that. And then once again, as with creating policies in the new portal, we choose the group, Finance, Managers, Sales. Click Add, and click OK. So you create the policy, then you assign it to the group. And there we go. So in the demonstration, we saw how to add a policy using both the Azure Intune portal and the Classic portal. You can use Intune to manage several aspects of managed devices, but the specifics will vary depending on the device type. Typically, you can perform the following actions. Remote lock. Lock supported devices even if you don't have the device in your possession. Reset passcode. Force the end user to reset the passcode on supported devices. Sync. Force the selected device to immediately check in with Intune and receive any pending actions or policies that have been assigned to it. Retire and wipe. When you choose this action, you're given two options: to selectively wipe / remove company data, or do a full wipe / factory reset. Delete. This command removes the device from Microsoft Intune, but doesn't modify any device settings or software. Run a full malware scan. Runs a full malware scan by using Microsoft Intune endpoint protection on the selected device. Run a quick malware scan. Performs a quick scan. Restart the computer. Forces a restart of the remote device. Fresh Start removes any apps that were installed on a Windows 10 PC running Creators Update version 1703 or later, then updates the PC to the latest version of Windows. After Fresh Start, devices are unenrolled from Intune. Update malware definitions initiates an update of malware definitions. The Refresh Policies command requests a manual refresh of the client policies from the Intune site. Refresh Inventory requests updated inventory information to be sent from the device to Intune. And Remote Assistance Session. Use TeamViewer software to give remote assistance to your users that are running the Intune software client.